What defeats the undefeatable? Not a better warrior, not a stronger knight, not a faster sword or a longer lance. July 3rd, 1453. The Siege of Poucques. The greatest tournament champion in Europe stands on the ramparts. Custom armor, perfect fit, never pierced. He has never lost a single joust, never been unhorsed, never been defeated. Then a distant boom, a flash of light. And Jacques de Lalaing, the undefeated champion of the 15th century, was gone. His name was Jacques de Lalaing, born 1421 in Burgundy, called the Good Knight by all who knew him, because he embodied everything chivalry was supposed to be. Handsome, courteous, generous. He helped the poor. He protected women. He treated defeated enemies with respect. He was the living ideal of knighthood, the dream every young squire had. And he could fight. God, could he fight, tournament after tournament, joust after joust. Across France, Burgundy, Spain, Portugal, Scotland. He never lost, not once, in an era when knights traveled Europe seeking glory. Jacques de Lalaing was the final boss. Nobody could beat him. Lalaing was more than a knight. He was a celebrity. Crowds gathered wherever he competed. His victories were written down and published. His exploits became stories people told their children. He once issued an open challenge. Any knight in Europe could face him. Over the course of 1 year, he fought all comers. He defeated every single one. Philip the Good, Duke of Burgundy, was his patron, the richest man in Europe. Lalaing was his champion, his living symbol of Burgundian power. But the world was changing, and Lalaing refused to see it. 1453 was a pivotal year. The Ottoman Empire had just conquered Constantinople. The Eastern Roman Empire was finished. The medieval world was cracking apart. Gunpowder was changing everything. Cannon had been used for decades, but many knights despised the weapon. It was cowardly, they said. A peasant's weapon, an honorless way to kill. Real warriors fought face to face. Steel against steel, not hiding behind a machine. Jacques de Lalaing shared this contempt. He was the perfect knight of the perfect age. Gunpowder weapons were an insult to everything he stood for, an insult to chivalry itself. July 3rd, 1453. The Siege of Poucques, Flanders. Duke Philip's forces were besieging a rebel town. Lalaing was inspecting the defenses, walking the ramparts, doing exactly what a knight commander should do. Across the field, inside the besieged town, the defenders had a cannon, crude by later standards. An iron tube packed with gunpowder, a rough iron ball inside. The gunners loaded their weapon. They aimed it toward the ramparts. They lit the fuse. The explosion was deafening. The iron ball flew across the battlefield at a speed no human eye could track. It struck Jacques de Lalaing directly in the head. The greatest knight in Europe was dead before he hit the ground. Age 32, undefeated in every knightly contest, destroyed by the weapon he most despised. The death of Lalaing was more than the death of one man. It was the death of an idea. His elaborate custom armor? Useless. His perfect jousting technique? Irrelevant. His unbroken record of victory? It meant nothing against gunpowder. The age of chivalry had been dying for years. The Black Death had killed a third of Europe's population. National armies were replacing noble retinues. Gunpowder was making knights obsolete. Lalaing had refused to see it. He died as he lived, in armor, on a battlefield, believing in a world that no longer existed. His story was published after his death. The Book of the Feats of Jacques de Lalaing, a monument to the ideal of knighthood. Written just as that ideal was destroyed forever. Jacques de Lalaing, the good knight, undefeated, untouched, unstoppable. By any weapon his world understood. Killed in an instant by the future he refused to accept. There is a lesson here. The armor you trust most cannot protect you from what you refuse to see coming. Jacques de Lalaing saw that lesson. At the very last second. Subscribe, because history never warns you first.